GM. Sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. We are back for the 74th consecutive episode of Wonky Weekly Alpha. It is good to see y'all again. Good to get this back going on Friday again as well. But, quick little Saturday wasn't too bad last time. I had a couple people join up on stage that don't typically get the opportunity to. If this is your first time in the audience, you have not joined before, which I recognize most of the faces down there, feel free to hit that request button, join the stage. Typically I have pretty chill vibes up here unless Rooster goes a little bit too wild, which doesn't happen too often. Honestly, it's a treat if it does. And then Lumber is also always a wild card. But Lumber is the legend that has been giving away multiple stonks over the past few weeks. And this is his last week of that, which, by the way, that also means happy late birthday, Lumber.
Hey, GM. I'm giving away a stonk right now. I already know who it's going to, but I don't see him here yet.
Well, he better get in here.
But
and we know it's the Heat.
It is a he. I'm going to represent the African continent here. And his PFP is one of my stonks, I see. And so I'm just going to go ahead and give him one to start it off.
Dude, I love to hear that. Love to hear that, man. How was the birthday week?
It gets chiller every year.
I understand that completely.
And so it was, I don't even remember what I did. That's how, just like every other day, kind of.
Dude, that's eventually what birthdays kind of become, though, man. Like, it just honestly becomes like just about any other day. And honestly, in my opinion, that's about as good as it gets. Like, I don't mind a little bit of a celebration, but I'm also the type that I don't really like so much of the focus being on me. So I'm fine if it just operates like a typical day.
Nah, bro, I disagree, bro. I
Totally.
love my birthday. Like, I like to travel
Well,
for
bro,
my
you're also
birthday.
like 14, so
Yeah, still, I don't
Exactly.
it doesn't matter.
I'm
Like,
just kidding.
shit, I like to do things. I don't care if other people do it with me. I'm gonna go do it though.
Hey, Kaleo, I see our guy here is in the audience now. I want to just let him know that, and I'm not sure I can even pronounce his name, but Ademe
Adeyemi? Or Adeyemi?
Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
Yeah, Adeyemi gets the early stonk.
Yes, love to hear that, man. From Osun, Nigeria, welcoming up on stage Adeyemi Purity OBE for another stonk. Congratulations, sir. That's awesome. Representing the African continent, as Lumber said, we love to hear it. So starting off hot, starting off strong. Still have another stonk to give away for anybody that's in the audience. No worries, but absolutely love to see it. Oh shoot, is that an 80s spotting that I see down below? A little Maddie sighting in the flesh? Um nah, dude, but hey, Lumber, it is not said enough times how much we just appreciate you, and like what you've done adding to the vibes the past month is legendary, man. Absolutely is. So can't say how much we appreciate you. For anyone in the audience, Lumber just DM'd me one day and was like, hey, I want to give away a stonk, at least like one stonk a week for the next month and a half. And
Yeah.
I was like, yes. He was like, is there any problem with me doing that?
Hey, I have fucking loved it. And I think I have like more stonks now than I did when I started giving them away.
Dude, that's incredible.
I have to say that this is the longest stretch I haven't gone without buying the stonks. So I'm looking.
Love it, man. Love it. Dude, you're an absolute legend. Love to see it. And It, like I'm telling you, what you've done really does encompass just the heart of this community, right? Where from day one we've talked about it. Maddie wasn't here the other day whenever we were talking about 661, his baby. But from the story of 661 there in, like, week number one of the Stonks, it's all about just the community rallying together with this generosity. And you know heck, I look back to last summer also, where it was about reaching out to other communities, kind of involving that, the same type of thing, man. I look at like where things really started to find a foothold for the community. It was last summer whenever we started doing, like, each week I would do at least one of these giveaways as we continued forward with it. And it was just a way to be able to give back to the community as we continued to grow. And I think that there has just been, countless other individuals that have taken that same torch and carried it on, that it's difficult to be able to list up here, man. But I, again, just you deserve some credit for just how amazing what you've done has been the past several weeks.
It's been a ton of fun, and like even today, it's about spreading the word too. And so even today, I mean, Alan Shipnuck, writer for SI, and he's tweeting about the Open, and we have a little bet going, and if I lose, I'm sending him a stonk. So he may have to get an ETH address. Who knows?
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys. I'll be on the sideline here.
Well, I want to kick it over real quick to the legend himself, 80s baby, aka Matt Palace.
What's up, baby? How we
What's
doing
going
today,
on,
Wonky
man?
fam?
What's going on? What's good?
Oh, man, miss hearing your voice. Sorry I haven't popped in a couple weeks. Every Friday I've had to have a doctor's appointment right in around the time that you guys do this. So I'm happy to be here, happy to share the vibes with everybody. I love this community. It is my home. It is my family. And Lumber, man, you are carrying that torch for us right now. And it's interesting to hear you speak on that, Kaleo, because it's been wonderful to see. I think over the course of 2 years, certain individuals just coming up, stepping up, carrying that torch for the community, sharing the vibes, onboarding a lot of other people as well. And much love to you, Lumber, Rooster, Future, Kaleo, all the people in the audience, man. Every single person always has stepped up for this community and just shared that love and intention with each and every single one of us, man. Because we're just here for the vibes. And there's nothing more amazing than that, right?
100%, man. So, I, like you said, it's one of the tough things about like these spaces is that there's an impossible time to be able to catch everybody every single week. And I honestly, like, that's one of the reasons I kind of like the fact that I give it a little bit of a window. It usually starts sometime within a 2 hour window, right? Of like 12 Eastern to 2 Eastern, somewhere in there. Always a little bit variable, but like with that, get a little bit of a different audience each time. And like I said, even bringing up with the Saturday one, even a little bit of a different swing there. So it's good to have you back up here, man. Catch us up. What all is good in Maddie's life right now? Like what all is going on? What's keeping you rolling? What's keeping you churning? What is the good news?
I'm flowing and glowing, baby. Everything has just changed in my life, and I'm embracing this experience, this gift that we have to, live this amazing life. And right now, I'm working on a few things for myself. I'm finishing up a couple of books that I've been working on. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been diving heavy into photography. Like, it is a passion. It brings me joy. It just experiencing the present moment and being able to share that with others, and also like tap into this awesome creative vibe that I'm just riding with right now, man. It's something new to me. I haven't been this creative since I was a child, so it definitely feels like a new venture, and just continuing just to grow and evolve in life. My wife and I are making some crazy moves right now. We have decided that we are actually selling our house. We're going to downgrade a little bit, stack some more cash, and the ultimate prize is the big property that I've been wanting for a couple of years. So moving along with that, just, continuing to grow and continuing to go through it, man. It's been a blessing. I'm very grateful. And ever since I got back from Peru, I just have this new outlook on life, and I just want to share this abundance of vibes with everybody, man. All of you are my family. All of you have grown up with me over the past 2 years, and just seeing each and every single person in this community, in this space, evolving on their own is also a blessing too, because it also gives us, that extra push to keep going and being stronger for each and every single one of us. So that's what's going on, man. Long-winded answer, but yeah. So
Guys, you fucking heard it here first. 80s Baby is selling his house and sweeping Wonky Stonks. So go front run him right now if you can.
That's what I heard in that, and that's a huge decision. But I really feel like, in retrospect, it'll be an obvious one.
yeah, I think so too, man.
No, it's exciting, man. Fun stuff. And I respect that. A lot of people, a lot of people think the American dream is just what's the next bigger, better thing that I can get. And I really think even when you talk about homes, right? Like there's something that, even the past, I had roommates and stuff my entire life up until a little over a year ago. And over the past 6 months, especially, right? Like since I broke up with my ex, I kind of miss having roommates. I don't need roommates, right? Like, but I actually do kind of miss the community that comes along with that, because otherwise, man, it's just like it's a big empty house sometimes. And I'm like, I don't need this much space and this much isolation, etc. Like there's no dream of upgrading anything like that. It's all honestly like, man, I wish this place was a little bit more crowded than it is right now, which I just feel like is anti, the sentiment that you hear across CT and really everywhere else a lot of the time. But like, I respect you guys for being able to just follow through with that vision.
Yeah, it's amazing just having a partner that just, continues to just support, and we just converge on our ideas all the time, and we just make shit happen, and with no complications or anything like that. So that's definitely a blessing. And I just thought of a crazy utility. I know we don't do utility at Wonky Stonks, but if you're a Wonky Stonk holder, Kaleo has an extra bedroom that you can go hang out with him. No, but anyways, it really started, dude, a couple of years ago when I got rid of the Corvette. When I got rid of the Corvette, a lot of things came into perspective, and just going through the journey. And it's like, I didn't have anything growing up. I come from a very poor family, no inheritance, no nothing. And I worked my ass off to live this quote unquote American dream. Got the car, got the boat, got the house, got all that shit. Then after the car came the boat, I sold that. And now it seems like everything just feels right, because everything else just felt so manufactured, and it wasn't conducive to the evolution that I'm trying to fulfill right now. So to each his own. Everybody has their own things in life, and I've experienced it, and I'm kind of done with it.
And that's why, consolidation of the stonks, like, great next step. Rooster, what's good with you, man? What's been going on in your world?
Shit. I mean, honestly, buying Japanese Pokemon cards.
Hey, wait. What's the deal with Japanese Pokemon cards? Is my Japanese holographic Charizard finally going to be worth something?
I don't know if he's like kidding right now. Or,
I actually, yes, I have a Japanese holographic Charizard.
I mean, depending on like which one it is, like it could be worth anywhere from like $5 to like 10,000.
I mean, I got it in like '98.
Oh, then like I mean, depending on the condition, it could definitely be worth like even more. But anyways, yeah.
Okay, well that's interesting. Maybe I have to open up the old notebooks again and pull it out. It's been stuck inside its little, plastic Pokemon card, or plastic Pokemon
Oh yeah, I
wrapper
mean,
that
if
I've.
you haven't like paid attention since like COVID, the values on like vintage have like 10x.
Really?
Yeah, since COVID. So
No, I haven't paid attention at all. Okay.
okay, yeah. So, yeah. But
But
they
I just remembered like the Japanese version, nobody ever wanted it.
no, the
Everybody
Japanese car's been going crazy recently. And then
really.
they just released a new original 151 set, like a brand new like original artwork set like a month ago. And so yeah, I've just been like buying that.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Like, let's say it's a mid tier as far as its quality. I mean, I definitely know I own this, but let's just say
If
it's like
it's a Japanese based holographic Charizard, I mean you're looking at quite a few $1,000s.
okay. Well, honestly, I'm going back home like less than a month. I'm gonna find this thing and see if it actually is worth anything and sell it off because I'm too old for that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Like maybe I'll sell it off to you. Maybe I'll do a
Hell
direct.
no, bro. I ain't got that type of Pokemon card money, bro.
Oh man,
Fuck that.
dude. So tell me, did any of y'all hop on the Opeepin, the open Opeepin craze this week? Because I saw like that was one of the things that I missed, and I'm a little bit confused as far as how that officially worked because I've been, I'm out of the loop. I was out of town doing the camp thing. And I just see all of these thread guy PFPs pop up, and he said it was an open edition, $2 per mint to mint. I thought it was just his version of the PFP, but is it basically your color set for your PFP that people could mint for the OPEEP? And like, how exactly does
No,
that?
so there's a website where you can upload an image and it will create an OPEPin um, with that color scheme, like kind of like AI, I guess, will just create your own variation. And so he did that with Thread Guy's mutant, and then put the mutant up as like or that OPEPin as like a open edition for $2.
Gotcha. But the rest of the mints are open for. I mean, like they're not even mints; they're just people that are customizing based on the
Yeah,
color
and
scheme that
that's
you think.
completely free. You don't need to like connect your wallet to it. I forgot like the exact version of the website. Uh, but yeah, there's a free version where you can just download your own version of a OPEP and PFP. That's what like Magic Eden and everybody were using like with their own. Because I was confused at first too. I was like, dang, Twitter really just woke up one day and decided to make 10x Thread Guy's net worth. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, okay. No, that makes a lot more sense because, well, and for each one of the thread guy individual ones, he got the proceeds of that, right? And that was the only thing that really
Yeah,
went
yeah,
toward him.
yeah.
How many of those ended up minting out? Like 10,000?
No, last I heard it was like around 30,000. That was like a few days ago. So
Oh, that's
I'd
awesome, man. So
probably
I mean, he made a decent chunk of money from. I mean, it's not like one of those things where it's he's set for life from that
oh
one
yeah,
mint.
but no, like the money is like the least amount of value he got out of that. The
The exposure.
exposure was like that. That's what 10x his net worth. Yeah, but and Budweiser tweeting out about him and shit, and like so
Wait,
yeah,
Budweiser tweeted out about Thread Guy.
yeah,
They tagged Thread Guy.
yeah, literally.
Dude, that's oh man, I'm sorry for Thread Guy. That is a huge brand killer. Like R.I.P. R.I.P. Man, he was going so well
Fucking
until then.
delete this shit right now.
Like Budweiser, please take that down, man. Like it's the
Oh,
last thing
shit.
that I needed here. He was going so well. I mean that that is funny.
No, the funniest thing though over like the past 48 hours was Shamdu saying that a water droplet came onto his phone and clicked it 4 times and he got his wallet drained.
Okay, I think I also saw a little something on that. So are people assuming that he actually did not have his wallet drained?
They're
It looked
thinking
like a
like
wallet drain.
right. They're thinking people are saying like oh, so did you just lose your ledger in a boating accident too, or like um, because yeah, he like I don't know.
How does
They
that
people
work
were
for
like, you have to have
taxes?
4 clicks. Yeah, you have to have 4 clicks for to accept that transaction. And so unless there's no way a water droplet came onto your phone, clicked it 4 times, and then got your shit drained. Like,
I mean, it could have been a possibility that he was sitting there debating whether to click it or not. And the stress of is this going to change my life for the better?
no,
It
he.
was a
This is what he
sweat
said.
droplet that
He said he
trickled
was
off his
already.
forehead, hit the screen, and made the decision for him.
That's probably going to be his next excuse. But he said he was already um, like he was browsing a phishing website that he already knew was a scam site, and then the water droplet came, and then clicked on the link, and then accepted the transaction.
Yeah, that's enough for me, dog. Like that's that's.
It was a no for
Though I will
everybody.
say this, Rooster, I have I have had times recently where you get, say, like the other day I got out of the lake and I picked up my phone, tried like swiping with it. Dude, the entire front of the screen's covered in water and it was unlocked via my face. Next thing you know, I had called somebody that I haven't talked to in 10 years, right? Like the phone auto dialed. Somehow it opened up my contacts. I did not click that. It scrolled through my contacts and it found somebody that I have not talked to in 10 years and it just dialed that number. And the dude ended up texting me back and was like, "Hey, I saw that you called. Was there something that you needed?" And I was, then it's like awkwardly, should I catch up with this person? Should I just say no? Sorry, it was a butt dial. Like all
Oh, I
due to
got one
water,
better.
clicking multiple times.
I got one better last week. I had taken some shroomies and was pretty much, I was up all night. And then my great aunt called me, who I hadn't talked to in like 10 years. Because I guess like her grandchild just called me off her phone and then she picked up. So then, yeah, I was coming off shrooms talking to my great aunt who I haven't talked to in 10 years at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I couldn't find an exit for like 12 minutes. I checked the phone call later and it was like 13 minutes on. I was like, Jesus Christ, I was talking to her for 13 minutes. I was like, fuck.
Were you playing Mario Kart that night too, or sure what?
No, not that night. I was home safe. Speaking of which, yeah, I just dropped my car off at the body shop finally yesterday, and so I got the loaner now. So I'm whipping.
Hey, Kaleo, I do have a quick question, and you're probably the foremost expert on this tax question. How does that work, though, if you get your wallet drained and all that stuff? Doesn't that seem like kind of tax evasion sometimes? But I don't know.
So I can see where you're coming from, but yes and no, man, because if you think about it, at the end of the day, worst case scenario is it's like, well, like Shamdu for a lot of those, I don't think he had a very low cost basis. I actually think his cost basis was relatively elevated. Like he didn't get in early for a ton of those NFTs that he lost. So what would be the worth in saying, oh, they were all sold for $0, right? Because at the end of the day, like you're still gonna it's not going to save you anything unless it was a realized capital gain that you're avoiding. And I don't think that he was like avoiding some massive capital gains on a bunch of these NFTs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't think that that was, again, if he got a bunch of those pudgies at mint and he was holding, from mint up until then hey, maybe that's one example of being able to say, yeah, it was stolen, it was drained, and really he still has control of it, but he's claiming now that he sold it for zero and he's able to, quote unquote, save on taxes via that because he doesn't have to claim what the actual sale of the real value is anymore. like that would be the shady type thing that I could see that type of
Isn't
exploit.
Pudgy's like where he made like one of his largest bags though? I mean, I don't know. I don't pocket watch
Well,
people, but I
maybe
know he's always been like associated with Pudgy Penguins for like the
no.
longest time.
I mean, yes and no, like, right? Because I feel like a lot of people in the Pudgy community hated him for a long time because, yes, he had a huge Pudgy bag, but then he just dumped on everybody back in the day. And everybody hated Shamdu in the Pudgy community for a long time because he put up this massive sell wall and just dumped on everybody. So then back in, I forget if it was like January, I think it was January, maybe December, he aped in a ton of Pudgies again. And I think it was January, actually. So, yeah, like he aped into a bunch of Pudgies again. And a lot of people were like, no, we don't want this guy back in the community because he's toxic and, he's just a flipper and nobody wants him. So I think that's where he really aped in, was around that 4 ETH mark, maybe the 5 ETH mark even, back in like January or February. So sometime earlier this year is where he ate back into the project. But I don't think that he had this massive bag that he was still holding prior to that. I think that there was a lot of like hatred toward him because he had dumped a massive bag like way earlier. So that's my assumption, at least. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that there's decent amount of truth to that. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought the water droplet story was comical and needs to be bookmarked as one of the history pieces, and I guess the 2023 year review, because that's like oh, the founder died during the mint, so we're rugging type deal, right? It's on par with that. So just gotta bookmark that, save it for the year review.
I haven't been on a space since I proposed this in the Citadel, but what's up with Wonky Vegas?
what is up with Wonky Vegas? You tell me.
I'm down. I'm going to be there. So if we want to do like a meetup, a quick little meetup, we don't have to go big or anything like that, but let's get the Wonky homies out there.
Bro, when are you going to Vegas, Maddie?
What's the 2-year anniversary of Wonky Stonks?
Okay.
All right. I'll be there for I'll be in Utah for a week. I'm going to be hiking around the mountains and national parks, and then I'm ending with my 40th in Vegas.
Well, we'll look into it, man. I mean, I'll look in and see. Like,
you heard it here first.
Vegas is one of my least favorite cities, but there are going to be some good people there. Then I, potentially make an exception to head out there again. I really hate Vegas, man. I won't lie. Like, it feels so dirty every time I go. Like,
you guys heard it here first.
What's that?
Matt is selling his house, using half the money to sweep Wonky Stonks. The other half, he's splitting with Kaleo to take anyone who owns a stonk to Vegas on October 19th. So save the date. Matt's selling his house to take everybody to Vegas.
Yep. If it's set on spaces, it is word, it is gospel. So we're going to just stay with that. Appreciate that, Matt. Your generosity is on another level. I thought Lumbers was up there, but man, you know how to upgrade. So,
you know how I do, man. I got to take care of the family.
Dude, I guess I'm thinking through the other things that are happening right now in the NFT space. One of the other big ones that I can think of, it's the Pentashi drop, and like y'all know, I love Pentashi, and
Rooster has a lot of comments for this one.
Does it look like this one's gonna mint out?
Bootleg, bro. That was so disrespectful, so bootleg. Like that was crazy.
What do you mean by bootleg?
Like, he was an advisor on the Penguins, right? I figure if you're associated with Penguins, you can't drop a derivative and kind of ride the coattail off of a multi-ETH project and then try and mint out for $400. And not only that, you steal game footage from a game called Trials Extreme that many of us played in high school and make the most simple mod to put a penguin on the motorcycle and then call that utility and say there's a game for it. Like, no, that's so great. Like, people actually thought he sold his account with how
He
like
did not sell his account.
dumb the drop was.
He did not sell his account, even though like I've seen that filtering out. Like I won't lie, I'm a little bit confused by the aesthetics of a lot of it, right? Because like one, the thing I will defend out of all of that is the fact that he's doing a penguin derivative. He's been a penguin since like 2019. That's been his main, account profile image. So I see where that makes sense because it is his brand, right? It's been his brand before he was an advisor on the Pudgy Penguins. So I can respect doing a penguin derivative. I mean, it'd be like anybody saying because Bored Apes exists and somebody was with the that they couldn't ever do any type of ape derivative type of project, right? Like, I don't think that that's necessary. But what I do agree with, I think that like he could have had better consulting as far as a price point and the message for what he's going for, because 0.199 or whatever in this, here's the biggest thing that I learned, right? Whenever I created a project coming from CT to the NFT space, is it doesn't always correlate to some type, like you have to build a brand and build a name within that community, right? And like that takes time, and CT is different than the NFT Twitter side of things, right? And there is value that obviously can be extracted from your name, but if you really want it to be something that builds longer term success, I think you need to set it up to be successful for the people that mint it. And that's where the 0.19 thing really comes into a difficult perspective, is because it's like that's difficult in this environment with this market to be able to replicate and to be able to push out. And I'm not going to give up on him whatsoever right now and say, hey, like I still think he's a good dude and I'm still rooting the best for him in the project. And, but like doing something like what Bags did is really difficult, right? Where it starts out from not minting out, but you've got to really be able to push and show some level of dedication toward that to be able to get it to the finish line. So I think that like it's too early to sit there and say, hey, like you're a complete, failure for not minting this out and whatever else. It's like, okay, you've done something, you've started it here. You've set a precedent for, X level of expectations going forward, just don't forget about it, right? Because that's been the thing with CT accounts doing NFT projects for the longest period of time. Outside of myself and Bags, I can't think of any CT accounts that have started anything on the NFT side that have stuck with it.
Yeah, well, he also said, expect nothing, right? Pretty much, except for then, oh, wait, there's also this game that everybody played in high school. He pretty much said, expect nothing. None of the money goes to me. It goes to the people that pay me, who also already raised 9 figures previously, which I don't understand why you need another $4 million for what. Like, I just found it like in bad taste.
Yeah, man. So I'm, it's one of those tough things. I'm rooting for him. I do feel like, whoever was advising him on this definitely missed the mark as far as, the potential for something that he could have done. I really feel like at the end of the day, say that this mints out at 3,000 of the mint out at 0.2, right? How much better would it have looked for 10,000 of them to mint out at 0.06? Right?
Or free and
or
charge
free.
royalties.
Yeah, say or free and charge royalties. But the royalty, like, I get charging something, I understand that. But like 0.06, I think he would have minted out. Right? And 0.06, nobody's going to say, man, that's like a ridiculous amount for anything right now. I feel like that'd be a reasonable threshold to be able to try to start something off with, especially with that brand. But like, point being, somewhere in that range, Free would have definitely done it. Free, dude, he'd be rocketing with it right now. But somewhere in a more realistic price band for just starting off in the NFT space would have led toward a lot more success. And who knows what you could have built from there, right? Like if everybody's winning, everybody's talking positive about you, that's positive social capital versus, otherwise it's a drain, not just on the ETH of the community, but it's a drain on your social capital as well. So I don't know, man. Like it definitely was not fully what I expected, but I I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's too early to. I think we loop back in a month and see what's actually pushed forward with for a real feel. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean they were already being sold at like I mean it's bounced back close to mint now, but within the first 6 hours after mint started, they already started selling for like 0.12, even down to just 0.1. You know, they had like a 50% haircut almost immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And the only reason why I've learned to be cautious on jumping the gun on this type of stuff is because if you look at the pandas, I really think they're the best example, right? I was one where I was a little bit, weary of whenever it happened and it didn't mint out. And, like there had been a couple projects that Bags had been associated with, like in the past few months before that just hadn't panned out. And I'm like, man, is this going to follow that same route? And, if you were too judgmental of it going into it, you missed an amazing opportunity, right? Where Bags stuck with it, turned it into something incredible, and really showed just there were a lot of people that were talking a lot of crap those first few days, right? Whenever the pandas started to do their mint, there were a lot of people talking a lot of mess toward him, and he ended up delivering something. You're looking at it now, pretty incredible. So, it's one of those things I think that I learned my lesson there to jump the gun too quickly as far as, being incredibly critical of people that I've seen, have some level of, you know, that I respect. And I do respect Pentoshi. I'm rooting the best for him on this. But, I think he set himself up for a tough road.
You got so nervous about the pandas, we never got the whitelist spots for them.
Bro,
Hey, hey,
we had the whitelist spots for pandas for how many months did everybody have the opportunity to mint out a panda?
hey, Kaleo, but if you say that the NFT bull market's just going to be incredibly huge, doesn't it just won't it just all generally kind of go up?
I think it depends, Lumber. Like here's the thing that I've talked about in the past. I don't think it's a guarantee that everything that exists now goes up later, right? I think that it's more of like a select few projects that kind of survive and that have some type of momentum rolling into it, have the potential. But if there's a project that say it mints out and then just really is forgotten about it, there's no reason that any of those will really spring back to any type of new life if they don't have any life currently leading into it, right? So that's my thing. I think that like you have to have life heading into that bull run to be able to expect new life to otherwise like anything that happens for those projects is like nothing more than a dead cat bounce.
Yeah, bull market's like new and shiny, and then pretty much OG status, and that's everything that competes for attention. Especially attention span's so short. Like you gotta hook people.
Yeah, you can't discount a degen mindset.
10-4.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it, at least. So I think that there's still a lot of, opportunity for those who actually survive. But you look at it right now, I mean, it's difficult to name every project that has died off because once you die out, they die off. You kind of forget about them. But there aren't a lot of people that have the mental fortitude to be able to just sit through months of sideways and bleeding out, right? Like, there are a lot of people that lose sight of that vision. And dude, I even look at what happened in January. Y'all remember this? There were several projects that hadn't sent out a tweet in months. That all of a sudden, when things are rallying in January, it's like, oh look, like community, we're here, we're doing something.
No,
And
it's the we've been quiet because we've been building. Like,
and it's just it's funny how it just so happened that as soon as prices started going back down, they started building again. They started getting back in their shells, and I'm sure the next cycle, like you'll see another tweet. Just we've been silent for the past 13 months because this is what we have in store.
2 years in, they're like, all right, merch website just dropped.
Yeah, so I think that's the type of stuff you got to look for, man. So it's not always because something has history doesn't mean it's a home run. Again, I think that you have to have history plus life, right?
But are we also expecting like there to be a bunch of new people getting ETH addresses and stuff? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I would 100% expect that, right? Like anytime you have massive growth in the price of the underlying asset, and also, when you're talking, so ETH would be the underlying asset. So there are a lot of people that are just, going to be interested in that. But then, the thing with NFTs, why they're so bullish, in my opinion, one, you look at the regulatory side of things, and they've received the least pressure, honestly, out of anything. And then you look at like the intuitive nature of it. Look at what's happened with regular collectibles. The collectibles market has gone absolutely haywire over the past several years. Digital collectibles is something that's just intuitive for the average person, especially when you're talking about the gaming economy, how it's continued to climb. When you're looking at that type of a cycle, I just think that it has the potential, one, to be the most intuitive for people to be able to grasp conceptually and say, oh, this makes sense. And then two, I think that it also has the potential to be the most viral because you're talking about images, you're talking about, you know, other type of visual media that actually resonates with a larger audience than just saying, hey, there's this dog token that exists. Here's what you got to do to follow the steps. We've seen how it has affected brand identity within the Web3 ecosystem already. But, again, there are a lot of like artists, famous individuals that are going to bring more people in. And even if they end up introducing rugs to the space, guess what they end up doing in the process? They introduce people, even if it's by baptism via fire, to the space. They introduce them to it, and they start finding the legitimate projects, right? So I think that that's one of the things that ends up happening through these type of cycles. And we're on our way, right? Like it's may take a little bit of time still to get there, but I really, I think that the more that you understand everything about the crypto space, you understand about NFTs, I really feel like that next cycle is inevitable.
incredible answer. Thanks for sharing that. Gets me fired up on the wonkies. No, I mean shit.
Bought a wonky this week.
I saw that, man. You went with like the red, white, and blue theme, right?
Yeah, man. For the July vibes, had to, man.
I love it. I love it. Those are some of my favorite like classic themes.
I'm gonna get out of here, everybody. Much love, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure hanging out with my family, and we'll talk soon.
Good seeing you as always, Matt. Take it easy, man. Lumber. So what's your idea for this for the last stonk for the giveaway? We got people in the audience. This is the final one of the lumber suite.
Hey,
It's funny
weren't you
you
doing some
asked.
like matching deal that you said before the last week where you weren't in songs? I remember you're like,
Oh,
wait till the week after that, and then me and you are gonna be going boom, boom, boom. I don't know, it could be wrong, but I'm gonna let
I
that
said I'd
slide.
be here, but here's what I'm going to do, Rooster. What I'll guarantee with this, so all the stocks that he's giving away, I will match that. Like when he's stopping next week, I'll carry the vibes forward. So I'll count how many stocks that he's done that I have not matched so far, and I will continue that stock giveaway weekly for that many weeks. So to be able, I think extending the window is almost a better opportunity than just dumping them all at once. And if you guys disagree, hey, we can change it up. But the way I look at it is, I really think again, just the opportunity of continue to extend that during the spaces adds a little carrot at the end of the stick that makes it a little bit more fun. So that was my thought process for it.
That's incredible, man. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Jesus.
Either that, Rooster, or we save all those stonks that I, for a potential new poker tourney down the road. So, multiple options we can discuss. We can vote on it. I'll do something in the Discord and we can vote on it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hey, Kalia, so we're giving away the 1%er now, and I don't know how you want to do it. I was thinking, like, if someone came out of the crowd before to talk, it would be that person. But now that I put it out there,
Did everybody have their shot and they missed it?
they had their shot. I'm open for suggestions.
Well, I mean, Future Whale is the only one I see on stage, but
hold up, no.
That's true. He was on stage the whole time.
I mean,
Rooster's on stage
too. Rooster's on stage too.
No, I don't care. If I got it, I would have regifted it anyway. I mean, depending on which donk it was, I may have regifted the uglier one. I'd regift.
Oh shoot! Look at this! Look at this! We got a flood of people joining the stage all of a sudden.
Hello. Gonna break the ice here.
Welcome back, man. What's going on?
What's going on, Kaleo? Just listening and just soaking in these vibes. Just want to say shout out to Lumber here for just being so generous over the last little while. Just watching this, it's been just a treat just to watch this.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all for this turning into a Lumber simp competition, and you guys simping to him for whoever gets the stonk. So
I just want to say,
all right.
If anybody doesn't know about 9 trades too, you better get on some 9 trades.
The 9 trade legend himself, dude, spent like the last 3 months sending out offers on 9 trades.
9M. All right,
you know, but most don't.
Most don't until they do. All right, let's see. We got Eric up here. Eric, what's up, man?
Yo, GM. Am I audible?
GM, sir, GM.
How are you all doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, I've been following your spaces, I think, for the last 4-5 months. It's really great. And the best space was the Wendy, the one guy who act like Wendy to get strong from Lumber.
Yeah, I forget who was it who did that, but it was
It was
a valiant effort.
Yeah. It was very good effort by Lumber to include diversion. I was really amazed. He's thinking it with that much depth. So I've been following you, and you all. The vibes are really unmatchable. And right now I live at Dubai. I'm an Asian guy, and I live at Dubai. So my time, I think it's 10 something, 10 p.m. So I've been waiting for this. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to catch this, man. Some late night vibes from across the ocean. Love to see it. Yeah, man. It's one of the funny things. I was talking to a group of Brits the other day, and it actually was really funny. We were discussing the different nuances just in language that each area has, like UK versus the US. And first off, they they thought I didn't have any accent whatsoever, which I am positive I've got some type of accent to somebody somewhere, right? The one thing they did say, they did end up bringing up, well, actually, they brought up a bunch of weird words, man, and I told them, though, I was like, they were roasting American words, and I said, you don't understand. This is what happens almost on a weekly basis in a lot of these spaces. I am used to whatever you are throwing at me right now. Like, it happens up on stage because we have enough of a diverse cultural background in the crypto space that we really hear all types of dialects from all type of places in the world. So I appreciate having anybody not from this area hopping in, doing the late night grind, and coming up here. So I appreciate it, Eric.
Bruh, British people
Yeah.
get thirsty and they're like,
Me and what?
pass me a bottle of water.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
I
did
want
hear
to.
about that.
Me and my boys are betting on Kalio's physique, nowadays. That by next week, I mean, by next month, he'll be ripped. And I'm betting in favor of Kalio, and the other guy, my Shahrukh guy, is betting against that. He won't be able to make it. So we are betting
That I
for your
won't be able to
physique.
make it where? Like, what are you guys betting on right now? Is this a
Yeah,
live prediction?
yeah. I'm betting that you will be more ripped right from right now. Whatever you are, you will be more ripped. You will gain your. I mean to say, whatever you have tried, you will achieve it by end of July.
Oh, bro, I wish. I came back from camp weighing more, so
Oh,
like it's not good.
just
Uh,
update us on July end or first week of August. We'll settle this.
there's still time. There's still time.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, all right, so we've got Hot Rod back on stage. Hot Rod, what's going on?
Hi, what's up? How's everyone?
Doing well, sir. Doing well.
Yeah, doing good. Actually, coming back to the topic about the Pokemon cards, I really tried to request that time, then I couldn't get the opportunity. I just wanted to know that which marketplace would you be able to sell the actual physical cards? I also do have some cards with me too, but I'm like, I have no clue where to sell them off to or something like that. And even I
Most
don't know how
people
to
use
determine
eBay.
how much worth it is. Oh, most people use
eBay.
eBay.
eBay,
Okay.
Yeah,
bro.
then
Okay, the OG OpenSea.
yeah, and then to look up the value, there's like many websites like TCG Player. Is like a really popular one. You could look up any value. So yeah, TCG Player,
Oh,
eBay.
okay, cool, cool.
Well,
I'll
there
check
you
it
go.
out, by the way.
We got the legend Pick God that's coming up on stage.
What's up, buddy?
Pick God, what's up, my man?
Nothing. What's going on, guys? I literally just woke back up a minute or two ago. So happy you guys are still on the space.
Oh, oh, good morning, bro.
Yeah, man. No, I'm glad that you were able to catch, even if it's the tail end of it, you were able to catch the space one way or the other. So, I mean, it was just like, what was it? Was it last Saturday that you caught barely part of it while you were driving?
I've been so damn busy with work for the last couple of weeks, and like this is finally like the tail end. So it feels pretty good. Like I know I was definitely on a couple phone calls last week during the space, but yeah, man, I'm chilling. I mean, I don't know what you guys really talked about. I'm sure maybe a little bit about the Pepin craze. Well, you were gone for a little bit, but that stuff was pretty
We
cool.
actually did.
Yeah, I mean that was really interesting and makes me pretty damn bullish on the space in general. I think when it really comes down to it, art really is the best utility for NFTs right now, man. So as always, art is in the charts.
Okay, Kalia, so do we have a winner?
Um, okay, I am going to, let's see.
Sorry to have
Give me
to
one
make
second.
you
I'm
do
going to
it.
random number generator
There you go.
that I'm typing in, and everybody on stage is going to get a ticket to this. They're going to have to give it, say an entry here in a second. It's going to be between 1 and 8,736. So pick a number in your mind real quick. The
1 in how many? Wait, what? 8,000? Oh, okay.
8,736. I want everybody to DM Lumber their answers. You've got 1 minute to DM Lumber your answer. The closest to it will win the stonk.
It's the
And
closest number to what? The actual stock number?
so, no. I
Oh.
am 8,736. That's how many stonks there are. So I'm going to pick a random number using a random number generator between 1 and 8,736.
I gotcha.
Okay? Everybody that's up on stage is eligible for this. So Hot Rod, Eric, Tabody,
I'm edible for
Economics,
this.
Rooster, Pick God, and Future Whale for joining the stage. You guys can all DM Lumber, one answer, and whoever is the closest gets the stonk.
I'm just going to pick the number of my favorite stonk.
Okay, I'm DMing you the answer, Lumber.
Okay.
And whenever everybody has submitted theirs, you can announce what the winner is.
Yum, yum. Raffle's so good.
So, yeah, you see that? If you join the stage and you speak, you have the opportunity to win more stocks. Remember that for next week. But you know what? I'm going to say that exclusively from here on out. I'm only giving my stonks to the people. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm going to give away the majority of the stonks to the people that join the stage just because it's like, you know, come and participate. Do something. And you'll have the chance to win.
Clay, have you seen those?
That's good. That's good.
Videos?
Have I seen the what?
The Yum Yum videos?
Oh, dude, I've seen too many of them, and I can't believe the Bags did one.
It was even funnier. Some other old head made a YouTube video about him making that.
Wait,
funny.
so he actually went viral enough on TikTok that he got a lot of people?
Yeah, I guess. Well, he had like 1,500 live viewers on Instagram. Whenever he didn't even do it on TikTok, I don't think. He did it the Boomer way on Instagram, and
I think it was
still
fake.
had like 1,500 viewers. Oh, maybe it could have been fake too. I don't know. But
Yeah,
he
it
went
was fake
viral
and
enough
put
on
on
Twitter.
Instagram.
Yeah, he went viral enough on Twitter for someone to pick it up, and so the dude was like, the first thing that came to my mind was, how much money would I need to do this? It was fucking funny.
Do we have a winner yet, Lumber? I guess Lumber's.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean do I say what the number is?
Yeah, go for it. Oh, has everybody already submitted?
Well, I haven't gotten any new ones. There's only like, not that many, but
Well, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that could submit an answer. So,
okay, gotcha.
So there's Eric,
I
Hot
mean,
Rod, Rooster, Yum Yum, Tabody, Pick God, and Future Whale are the only ones eligible.
okay, so it's done. We'll close it off right now. The number, can I say, you say the number, Kaylee, and I'll look and see who's the closest.
927.
And so I would have to say 420. Is that the closest? I don't see anything, but, let's see, one.
Is that Future Whale's number?
That's Beach Dog.
Oh,
Well, Beach Dog wasn't eligible.
Oh, gosh darn.
If Beach Dog would have come up on stage, Beach Dog would have been eligible. I requested him to.
Okay, so the next one would be
What a fumble.
Tabody.
Okay, what did Tabody say?
233.
All right.
233, yeah.
Wow, that's
Congratulations, Tabody.
Sweet. All right, we got a winner, Tabody.
Thank you, Lumber.
Congrats.
Thank you, Kaleo. That's so wild. Thank you.
Well, hey, thank you, Lumber. Thank you, Lumber, not me.
Wow, that number has been so.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it,
me.
man. That was a lot of fun.
So, no, I mean, that was a lot of fun. I actually kind of liked doing it like that, too. Right? Like, everybody up on stage had an equal chance.
Yeah, that was fun.
Cooking breakfast for the wife. That's why I couldn't get on.
Oh, he sounds sour. He's sour.
Oh man.
Be bummed. I'm bummed. All I heard was that I could DM Lumber, and I DM Lumber my thought while I was cooking bacon.
I said everybody on stage how many times? How many times?
He couldn't hear it
I
over
only
the bacon
heard that
popping.
one part.
You know that bacon popping gets
Later, I was
serious.
like, damn. But
well,
anyway,
you live and you learn, Beach Dog. You live and you learn.
To somebody good.
Tabody got it. Tabody's the legend, so I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
you know, it's still went to somebody, you know, good hands, one way or the other.
Absolutely.
You can cook bacon on stage now. Remember that.
Yeah, you've got to cook bacon on stage next time. Actually, real question, Beach, how do you cook bacon?
We actually I throw it at 375 in the air fryer for about 10 minutes.
Okay, interesting. I wasn't expecting the air fryer, but I respect the answer. I thought you were about to say 375 in the oven. Which
Air
I know
fryer is the
Rooster
only semi-acceptable way. If you go oven, that's blasphemy. Air fryer, like that's if your stove is too overwhelmed, right? You got every burner going because you're making a luscious breakfast. That is the only reason you would need to put bacon into the air fryer. Otherwise,
just use a microwave.
Cook it at a lower temperature, it actually comes out really good. And I'm trying to make a gourmet sandwich here, so I actually have the griddle on the oven. You got to keep that bread separated from that grease.
See, okay, there we go. Respect it.
That's too much work.
If it gets the Rooster seal of approval, that's good enough. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, going to go ahead and wrap up this week's space. It has been a fun past hour with y'all. You know, if you guys don't know, once again, the Wonky Stonks are a fully generative piece of art. From October of 2021, started as a free mint for anybody that, you know, free mint one per wallet. The average sales cost actually was 0.01 ETH. So, you know, not 100%. There was an opportunity to mint more if you wanted to, you know, not be lazy and just create more wallets. But the average sales price on the mint was 0.012 ETH. So, you know, from there, we'll continue to just grow as a community. It's been, you know, 74 straight weeks of this Wonky Weekly Alpha. And there are going to be more than another 107 or 7. Well, yeah, more than another 174 weeks also. So we're going to continue this. You know, the vibes are immaculate. They are the roadmap. And, you know, at the end of the day, Wonky Stonks are inevitable. So I really appreciate everybody that joined the stage. Thanks again, Lumber the Legend. Thanks again, Rooster. Pythonomics, Future Whale for your silent support. Pick God for hopping in at the end. Beach Dog, R.I.P. To Bodie, congratulations. Eric and Hot Rod, also thank you.
So good, boys.
Thank you so much.
Later, guys.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Thank you.
Peace. Same time,
Great one.
same place.
Goodbye, everyone. Have
Thank
fun.
you guys. See ya.
Love you all.